Back to John Bachman now. Of course, he's been making headlines for being booted off the House Intelligence Committee, but now Representative Adam Schiff has announced just hours ago he is officially running for a U.S. Senate seat. Here's a little bit of his campaign video. Take a look.
Adam Schiff is a corrupt politician.
Adam Schiff is a modern-day Joe McCarthy.
Little pencil neck.
A national disgrace. He is unfit to hold office.
This is the story of how I got here.
All right, let's hear Eric Swalwell's reaction to also being booted off the House Intelligence Committee.
I think he'll regret giving all three of us more time on our hands. But at the end of the day, our mission now is to restore the credibility and integrity of this institution of which the Speaker has so gravely smashed and destroyed.
All right, back with us is Karoline Leavitt. She's a former GOP congressional nominee and a former Trump White House assistant press secretary and a Newsmax contributor. Also with us, Dan O'Donnell, radio talk show host from News Talk 1130 and in Milwaukee. Great to have you both sticking around with us.
Thank you, guys.
Great to be here.
It appears I was somewhat, I knew Adam Schiff was going to take this personally, but I think he's even more concerned about not being on the House Intelligence Committee because he doesn't have this platform from which he can get all his friends in the media to parrot anything he says, true or not, that will also help him run for Senate. But Karoline, your reaction to the salty tears flowing from Adam Schiff, Eric Swalwell, and Ilhan Omar?
Oh, it infuriates me to watch these people. How can they take themselves seriously knowing they are lying? Adam Schiff is a pathological liar. He lied about the entire Russian collusion hoax, which he helped manufacture. He lied about Hunter Biden's laptop and said it was Russian disinformation when he knew, in fact, it was very, very real. And he lied about an alleged whistleblower that never even existed. So he can save his tears. And now Eric Swalwell was sleeping and had a relationship with a Chinese spy. So frankly, neither of them deserve to be on the House Intelligence Committee. Neither of them deserve to be on any committees, in my opinion. They should be thanking Kevin McCarthy that he's even giving them the opportunity to serve on other committees. They are both getting exactly what they deserve.
Yeah, I mean, Swalwell, too. I mean, the memory lane stuff from Adam Schiff, that's interesting in that campaign video. We're going to have to see where they go with that narrative, right?
It's like you start a commercial with everybody saying stuff about you that's actually true for the most part.
But my parents love me.
Yeah.
Your parents will love you no matter what. But Dan, it's just funny. I mean, I watched that Swalwell soundbite just a few seconds ago, and he almost like acting. Like it's just...
He's always threatening everyone.
Yeah. It's just parody, right? Like, what are you doing? They need to get some counseling or, I mean, Fang.
And also, can we just get Swalwell to shave? I mean, some people can pull it off. Eric Swalwell's not pulling this off.
Another strike against him there, Dan.
Yeah, that's not a 5 o'clock shadow. That's going on like a 7:30 shadow. Either commit to the beard or go clean shaven.
Weird, yeah.
It's like he went home for Christmas vacation, tried to go grow a beard, and came back. It wasn't quite there, and then didn't want to shave it off. That's what most of us do. I can't really grow a full beard, and so when you come back, you just got to shave it off.
Not the right length.
Yeah, it's like, bro, it's no shave November, not no shave January. You're a few months behind here. All right, the reality is that this was performative outrage from Swalwell, who said, oh my gosh, we're getting death threats because of this. Give me a break. You had no business being on an intelligence committee where you were compromised by a Chinese spy. And then Adam Schiff, it wasn't just the campaign video that he put out. He put out another video, guys, in which he was fundraising, asking for donations for supporters, obviously in anticipation of this Senate run. He put this out fundraising off the fact that he was no longer allowed to be on the House Intelligence Committee. Do you know where he put out this video?
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yes.
A Chinese spyware app. Are you kidding me?
There's an active movement now across the country and in Congress to ban TikTok because it tracks you and it sends your information to the Chinese Communist Party. But here's Adam Schiff.
I think we have it. If we could.
It actually would be more.
Right here.
Yeah. I'm surprised Eric Swalwell didn't put out his complaints on TikTok as well. Maybe he did.
I don't know. It's also wild. We file it under can't make this up. But again, I wonder what Katie Porter has to say about Adam Schiff jumping into the race.
She's probably very mad about it.
Very mad.
She's going to get somebody fired for it.
She is. That's what she does.
If you know, you know. All right. Let's also talk about Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. She has also been booted off these committees. She's been a controversial figure on Capitol Hill for her sharp criticism of the Israeli government and its human rights records. And Republicans say she's crossed the line into anti-Semitism. Now, a couple of hours ago, I should say, Omar tweeted this out, quote, "It would be odd to remove members from their committee because they spoke out against Israel." And here's the thing. Kevin McCarthy may not have the votes to vote her off, but Congresswoman Victoria Spartz of Indiana and Congresswoman Nancy Mace of South Carolina say they oppose the measure, adding to the mathematical headache. Also, Congressman Greg Steube of Florida said that he will be sidelined in Sarasota for several weeks after he fell off his ladder. I mean, you know, when it comes to, you got to do what's right, don't you, Carolyn? Kicking these folks off. Ilhan Omar, she said some very incendiary things. You know, there's also questions about her personal life that come to light from time to time. And, you know, this is, like you said, what goes around comes around. They unfairly kicked Republicans off the January 6th committee because they wanted that to be a political platform to attack Donald Trump. And this is what happens in Congress. One side does one thing to the other, and it comes back round and round.
Well, John, yeah, you're being coy. I think Ilhan Omar is a blatant anti-Semite. I believe she married her brother, and so she doesn't deserve to sit on any committees either. And kudos to Kevin McCarthy and the House GOP leadership for taking strong action and playing hardball. This is what Republican voters across this country have been demanding. They want us to treat the Democrats the way the Democrats have been treating us for years. They did it to Donald Trump. They manufactured $1 billion Russian collusion hoax just to impeach him and get him out of office. They stripped Marjorie Taylor Greene and other Republicans off their committees for not committing crimes like they do. So this is exactly what Republican voters across this country want, and that's what they deserve. It's accountability, and I'm very glad to see this strong action from the House GOP leadership. And can I just say, are Ilhan Omar and Swalwell and Shifty Schiff and Fang Fang's boyfriend, are these really the best and the brightest minds that we can send to serve in the United States Congress? We can do better, and I hope voters wake up to this, and the House GOP will continue to expose these people for what they truly are.
Yeah, and I didn't want to get too much into the Ilhan Omar stuff. I don't have my file with me because we could go into all the money from her campaign that she paid her current husband. It's a long story.
Chopped out it real well, Caroline.
All right, we got to talk about DirectTV nixing Newsmax, kneecapping us, really. Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee saying, quote, "Why on earth would DirectTV do this? If they want to dump a channel, give CNN the heave-ho. Why does AT&T and DirectTV target conservative-leaning channels?" Because they also did this to OAN. And Congressman Andy Biggs saying, quote, "What is going on at DirectTV and AT&T? First, they cancel OAN and Newsmax. This is unprecedented assault on free speech. If they don't change immediately, subscribers have no choice but to cancel." I mean, this is insane, Dan.
It is. And if it wasn't so obviously ideologically driven, you might be able to get away with saying, oh, well, this is a dispute over fees, and every so often channels will disappear for a while. This is targeted, okay? And make no mistake, carriers like AT&T and DirectTV, they're exempt from normal rules because of something called Section 230. If all of a sudden they're making editorial judgments by what channels they're allowing and what channels they're not, they cease to have Section 230 protection. And everyone, regardless of whether or not you actually watch Newsmax regularly or OAN or don't care, you should care about the deep First Amendment implications of this. Because if this is ideological and this is being done at the behest of a power structure in Washington that doesn't want people like Brianna and John and anybody else who would dare oppose them on any cable platform, that's a huge, huge problem.
Yeah, Caroline, last word to you.
Yeah, well, it's clearly a blatant political hit job. They did it to OAN. Now they're doing it to us here at Newsmax. And I think two things need to happen. First, the American people should boycott this decision. Everyone should go and cancel their AT&T subscriptions to show that we, the people, will not stand for this blatant censorship of our First Amendment rights. And then secondly, as well, I think it's important that the House GOP majority takes strong action. Section 230, that's in their hands. This ball is in their court. And many of these Congress people campaigned on breaking up big tech. Again, the American public wants to see this happen. They have the power now. Go yield it.
All right, Karoline Leavitt and Dan O'Donnell, guys, thank you for standing behind Newsmax, of course, and thanks for being with us today. Great to see you both.
You bet, always.
Thank you, guys.